Hey guys, it's Evie here and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. I hope you decide to stick around and subscribe. Today's video is going to be about what goals I achieved in 2025. So I had a little bingo card that I created on Canva with all my goals for 2025, and I'm just going to go through with what I completed, what I didn't complete, and just my thoughts and feelings around it. So let's get into it. All right, so I have all of my goals here on my template that I found on Canva, and there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 5, 10, 15, 20 things that I wanted to tick off in this year, and I feel like that was way too much. So going into 2026, I already curated my goals for that, and I wanted to focus on, I selected 9 instead, and I feel like that was just way more manageable. Like having 20 is just, it's just a lot. So I wasn't able to complete everything. Some of the things were out of my control, so I'm not too about it, but anyways, let's get into it. Alrighty, so number 1 was make a dessert. So I was able to accomplish that, and I ended up making, I think, about 5 or 6 desserts this year. Definitely started ramping up after I finished my bodybuilding comp because I, wanted to eat some of the things that I was making. So I made like a lemon and blueberry loaf. I made a butterscotch cake with a butterscotch sauce. So I made that for Christmas, and it was really delicious. Sugar cookies, banana bread. What else was there? And I made chocolate chip muffins. I made chocolate cupcakes, all super delicious. And that's just something that I really want to do going into next year. Just having more fun in the kitchen, baking some stuff that I may not eat, but maybe just make it for other people. But yeah, baking can be very tedious though, and sometimes when things don't go my way, I do get a little bit pissed off. So that's something that I've also had to learn. Patience. You got to have patience with baking, and you have to be very, very precise. One thing out of it's not going to work. Anyway, so yeah, I made heaps of desserts this year, and that's something that I definitely want to continue next year. The next one is read 120 books. Guys, I am on my very last book. As I am filming this right now, I have 1 book left, and I try to find one that has less than 200 pages because there's only a day and a half left of this year. Like, I am filming this just a couple days before the new year. I have 1 book left, and I feel like I'm definitely going to be able to tick this off for sure. I'm going to basically just read nonstop until I finish that book. So yeah, 1 book left, so I definitely know I'll be able to have that ticked off. The next one was get a new role or job, which I was able to successfully do. So that's really exciting. I've been working a full-time job plus a casual job on the side just for some extra cash. And yeah, just being able to have that financial freedom is just really great, especially, during this cost of living crisis. We still want to make sure that we are, paying off our mortgages, our bills, groceries, but also still have extra cash for activities and fun and travel. So yeah. The next one, which wasn't a completed one, was visit a new country. We were originally planning to go to New Zealand this year, but unfortunately that did not end up happening because we decided that I wanted to compete in a bodybuilding show in Melbourne. So we went to Melbourne instead. And that cost quite a bit, especially doing 3 shows. I was originally only going to do 1, and then it turned to 2, and then it turned to 3, with 1 being interstate. So we used that money to do my comps instead. So we're hoping to go New Zealand in a few years because we have our next 2 holidays already planned out in our heads. We're going to do Japan and Singapore next year, and then the year after we're going to do a 16-day Nordic cruise. So maybe the year after we'll do New Zealand. Anyways, that's going to be one in the future, but I did have another one, which was visit a different state. So that one was completed because we did go to Victoria, and we also went on a 4-day cruise early in the year. It was meant to go to Moreton Island in Queensland, but there was cyclones happening, so we ended up diverting to Tasmania, and we went to Hobart instead, which was actually really lovely because we've done a Moreton Island cruise I think twice now, so it was actually really nice to go somewhere new. And yeah, Tasmania is actually really nice, and I would not mind going back again. So visit a different state was a tick. The next one was reach 2,000 YouTube subscribers, which unfortunately I did not complete. That one is out of my control. Just about 500 and like about 550 left to go. So I'm hoping I can reach that next year, hoping I can reach more people, more bigger audience, and hopefully I can hit that goal. So if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, make sure you are. I do post weekly content. The next one was to reach 3,000 followers on Instagram, which I did achieve. But I feel like I'm kind of just stuck there. So I'm really hoping that, again, I can just reach more audience, create better content next year, and just see where that gets me, because that is my passion. I truly do love creating content, but when it's not getting engagement and you aren't getting new followers from it, it can be a bit demotivating. It's like I, spent 4 hours on this and it only got 3 views and a like. You know what I mean? The next one was get noticed by Honor Active. So I finally got a notice from them and it was really nice. So I posted like a mirror selfie in like an Honor Active fit, tags them, and they DM'd me, I think just being, I don't know what they said. I'll put it on the screen. But that was the one and only time. So I'm really hoping I can get like a comment from them. Like a share to the story would be like the absolute dream, to be noticed by them in that capacity, because then that way it shares obviously to their 1 million followers. So yeah, that would be really, really cool. Next one was have a paid collab. Unfortunately, this one didn't happen. I did get quite a few PR packages this year, which I'm super, super grateful for, but it can take a lot of time and energy creating content. So like actually getting paid for it would be cool. And that's something that I really want to focus on it next year. So next year I will be participating in a, what's it called? Like a content creation course that I paid for. So basically learning how to create hooks, how to get engagement, how the algorithm works. I feel like I'm kind of just stuck in that realm, and I'm just like pushing out so much content and obviously something isn't working. So want to figure that out, start getting paid for my work. My favorite moment was getting PR from Macro Mike, one of my absolute favorite supplement brands. I think I got 3 in total from them, and I cried every single time I got one. That was like the most exciting thing ever. So the next one was compete in a bikini competition, which I did 3 times. So I competed in a bikini and swimsuit in 3 different shows. I did, pardon me, I went on stage 15 times and I walked away with 14 placings, with one of those placings being swimsuit champion at A&B, which was just absolutely amazing. So I did the Melbourne State show I did with NBA, and then I did the national shows, which was in Sydney for NBA, and then a New South Wales State show for A&B. So that was super, super exciting. I absolutely love the process. Besides the last, I would say like the last 6 weeks were probably like the hardest weeks of my life, but we made it through, and that just goes to show that with discipline, consistency, having a great coach, having that goal in mind, and that mindset of this is hard now, but that end result is going to be worth it. So yeah. Next one was run 21 kilometers, so like a half marathon. And I did that on the 1st of January. So LSKD every year have a run on the 1st of January to start the year off right. So for 2025, we run 25 kilometers, and the next year will be 26 kilometers for 2026. They did say once you reach to 42 kilometers, every year after that is just going to be 42. They're not going to keep going up and up. That's as of now anyways. But yeah, I went into that run only wanting to do like between 10 to 15 kilometers, and then somehow I ended up running the full 25. My body was not ready for that though, because I didn't train for 21 kilometers. I only trained to do the 10 to 15. So jumping from my biggest run being 10 kilometers to 25 kilometers within a few weeks, my body was cooked. And I don't like rest days. I hate rest days. I'm so bored. I feel like I'm wasting time. So like forcing myself to rest after that, because like my knees especially and my feet were just so cooked. But it was still a really cool experience, especially since you're doing it with so many people. It gives you that extra little boost to keep going. But yeah, after that, I basically, so like a week and a half after that, I started with my coach to then go into my build phase. So I went from being super like cardio focused with running and all that to absolutely nothing, because in a build phase you can't really do much cardio, otherwise defeats the whole purpose. But yeah, I ran the 21 kilometers, which was super, super cool. The next one, which was also like fitness related, was go on a hike. And we actually went on a hike yesterday. It was the perfect weather. I was a bit nervous because it's like we're in the middle of summer at the moment. I was nervous that it was going to be really hot, but it actually has not been that hot the last week. We've been getting like 20 degrees, 25 degrees, whereas like 2 weeks ago we had like 40-degree weather. So it was really nice that it wasn't too hot, but we did go early in the morning. So we got to the location about 7:10, and took us about an hour to complete the hike, and then just drove home. So it wasn't too far away, which was good, but it was so cool to see just half an hour from home that there was this magical hike. And it was just really cool. So I really want to be out in nature more. Like as soon as we started walking, just like hearing nature, hearing the water, hearing the birds, and just being in that fresh air was just so refreshing. Absolutely enjoyed it so, so much. Even though we did decide to pick the hardest trail out of the three that there were, it was still really exciting to finally do that, especially with only a few days left of the year. Just because I was so deep into my build phase and prep, and that kind of just took up majority of the year. So basically the last few months I've just been trying to like squeeze everything in, but super grateful that I was able to do that. And we did get hiking shoes during like the Black Friday sales. So yeah, I definitely want to go on more hikes in the new year. Next one was run 5 kilometers in 25 minutes. Unfortunately, that's not one that I did. I did think after finishing my bodybuilding comps in October, I thought I was going to get straight back into running, but I have had absolutely zero desire to run. I've been on one run, which was about last week, and I ran 4 kilometers. But prior to that, my personal best was 5 kilometers in 27 minutes. So shaving off 2 minutes is actually really, really hard. So that's one that I didn't complete, but I'm not too fussed about it. Next one was make a new friend. So I really wanted to be more social in 2025. And guys, I have become such a social butterfly. Like I have been coming out of my shell so much, and so much quicker. Usually when I meet new people, I'm very, very reserved. I can come off as cold because I just really struggle to make conversation. Like I never know what to talk about. But since being in the bodybuilding world now and making friends within that community, it's just been really, really easy because we have obviously the same interests, the same hobbies, the same goals. So it's been really easy to make friends. I've made about 8 new friends, and I have like actually like hung out with them like out of the gym and stuff, and it's just been really, really cool. And we've just been going on stuff like walks, we've had gym sessions, just like stuff that doesn't technically have to revolve around food. I feel like just sitting across from someone one-on-one can just be super, super awkward, but if you're actually doing something, it just makes, I don't know, I feel like it just makes the conversation flow a little bit better, and you can like, yeah, made so many new friends. And I'm just really, really happy that I've been able to fill my social cup, because even though I still have like my core best friends, I just feel like we're at different life stages. So finding friends that are like the same life stage as you, that has the same hobbies and interests, it can just fill your cup a little bit more. The next one was go to the beach at least once, and I definitely accomplished that. The beginning of the year, there was a point where I was going almost every week, but then summer hit, and I think I went at least 5 times at the beginning of the year. And I also went to the beach last week where I did my run, and it was just so lovely to be in that environment, just like hearing the waves and just going for a walk and just with that fresh breeze. Oh, it's just incredible. So yeah, I definitely want to continue that into 2026, just going to the beach a little bit more often. It is about an hour drive, which kind of stops me from going as often as I want to. But yeah, I actually wanted to go to the beach today, but the weather's just not hot enough. So yeah, I'm really, really happy that I just had it on my bingo card to go to the beach once, and I ended up just going like a handful of times. The next one was go on a solo date. So just any type of activity, just taking myself out, just to be a bit more independent, start enjoying my own company. And that is definitely something that I did. So basically my beach adventures, I counted as my solo date. So just going for a walk around the beach and then having some time just sitting down, reading my Kindle, or just doing anything just on my own, just to be okay with being alone. I feel like is really important. Like, obviously I love my partner so much and I love doing things with him, but it's also really important to have your independent hobbies. That way when they're at work, or you're or if they ever go away, or if they ever go out with their friends and you're like, oh shit, what do? You have things to do, have some hobbies. So like, I like to read, color in, watch some Netflix, or just take myself out. So yeah, something that I do want to do a little bit more next year is just leave the house more often. So like, for example, like I work from home, so I'm just like really cooped up in this space. So I just want to like just leave the house, maybe take like my work laptop to a cafe and just work at a cafe outside. That way I'm getting some fresh air, vitamin D, leaving the house. And the next one was spend $500 or less on activewear. Unfortunately, I did not achieve that, but I have been way more mindful with my purchases. I was doing really well up until the half yearly sales, and then I made a couple orders, and then during Black Friday, I think I made 3 orders, but I have been really good with taking things out of my collection. So I don't think I ended up with too many items, in the sense of, let's say I bought 10 items, but I got rid of 10 items, but I think pretty sure that I got rid of way more than 10. So yeah, that was kind of my biggest thing, because my drawers are literally overflowing. If I want to bring something in, I need to take something out. And there's just shorts, leggings, sports bras that I haven't worn in so long that I can just try and pass on. That way I can get the love that it deserves. Next up was try something new. And this was actually one that I was like, I need to get out of my comfort zone way more often. So I actually did a couple new things this year. So the first thing that I did is I went to a boxing class. So that was something that was on my list for quite a long time. So I was waiting to finish prep and my shows to do a boxing class. And it was actually so much fun, but quite difficult. And I felt really silly, but obviously if you are going to be silly doing something new, and then you obviously just have to keep practicing. And then Chris and I also went to a cooking class. So that was also my try something new, and it was so much fun. So we did a dumpling one, and it got us out into the city as well. So again, we're exploring the city a bit more. So it took about like half an hour to 40 minutes to make the dumplings, and then we were able to be seated, and then they cook the dumplings that you created, and then you eat them. So if you just want to try something new with your partner that you just haven't really thought of, do a cooking class. So we definitely want to do more next year. I'm thinking I want to do a couple more, maybe like a cupcake decorating one, or a Japanese style one. So definitely want to do more of in 2026. The next one was weekly yoga. So I was actually doing really well up until I was in like the depths of prep, because all the yoga classes are about 6:30 p.m. And when I was like maybe like 6 weeks out from my first show, I kind of stopped going just because I was so fatigued by that time. But I have started doing it again. So yeah, weekly yoga has definitely been one that has just been such a staple in my life. It just de-stresses you so much. You're in the poses, like you obviously have the teacher telling you what poses to do, and it's just so relaxing, and it's just like an hour of just like mobility stretching, and it's just so incredible. Like I walk out of that just feeling so refreshed. So that is something that I'm going to be continuing in the new year, weekly yoga. And the last one was do a ice bath or a cold plunge. So that one I did about halfway in the year possibly, and I don't think I ever want to do that again. I know it's really, like, a lot of people rave about it for recovery. So I plunged twice within that session. The first time I think I lasted literally like 15 seconds, and then the second time was like close to a minute. My body was just so numb. But yeah, I'm really glad that I did it, because I was like just so keen to try it, and I'm really glad that I got that out of my system now. So that brings me to the end of my 2025 bingo / goals. So I was able to complete 15 out of 20, which I'm really psyched about. Like 15 out of 20 is a lot, which is why next year I'm going into it with just less. That way I'm able to put more effort into them, and that way I'm just not like scrambling to finish them as quickly as I can and not you know. Brings me to the end. So if you enjoyed this video, please make sure you give me a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. And you can also follow me along on TikTok and Instagram at evykassiotes. Until next time, my friends, I hope you're having an amazing day wherever you are. And just remember that one bad day isn't a setback, and tomorrow can always be better. And I hope you have the best new year. Bye.